Welcome everyone to MMOWatch. I'm your host Pansy. In today's featured segment, I'll be interviewing one of the most decorated players in Black Desert Online. I present to you the 2021 Black Desert Online Best in Class Striker Champion, the 2021 Black Desert Online Best in Trial Striker Champion, the 2022 TwitchCon Black Desert Online Arena of Solaire Invitational winner, and 2024 Black Desert Online Best in Guilds Champion, the indomitable Blue Dragon of BDO, Divios.
But no one's going to get the final tick of damage off, and Divios is going to be a first place winner. Oh my god, the damage was so much.
What's the Divios right there? Needs to be careful of the secondary damage. No, unfortunately, didn't get the secondary damage.
Divios, thank you so much for taking the time here. Welcome. So let's get started. Let's get right into it. Thank you for coming and joining me for this interview. But tell us, when did you start playing BDO?
I started all the way back in 2016, not with like the pre-release, but like with the first week of the game came out. I was a little DP warrior, and I played with all this. I came in with all the Smite guys back in the day. And we all had a little Smite guild.
Oh, really? I had no idea. That's great. Like, did you guys play? Well, did you play seriously from the very beginning, or was it an on and off thing in the start?
So when the game came out, it came out same time as Blade and Soul.
Right.
Around the same time as Blade and Soul. So like I played Blade and Soul, and I'm like, because I initially was like, all right, I want to play Blade and Soul.
Sure.
But it came out, I'm like, this is the worst game ever. I hated this game. Everyone else wanted to play Black Desert, and I'm like, okay, well, I'll play that too. I started playing. I wasn't really serious about it, but I was like, yeah, I'll play it for a little bit, see how it goes. I'm like, oh, I'm having a lot of fun. I had a bunch of friends with Smite at the time. Obviously, over time,
Sure.
kind of they start quitting and stuff. But we ended up being the Smite streamer guild. Ended up being like a pretty strong guild.
Wow.
We ended up being decently strong, and we just and then obviously it stopped being a Smite streamer guild because most of those people ended up quitting, and then
Sure.
just was kind of a guild from there.
Right. And you said you played a warrior in the beginning?
Yeah, I started as like a DP warrior. I guess just a tank. Yeah.
The options were limited back then when the game first came out, few classes. When did you start playing striker?
That actually brought me back to the game. So I actually quit the game for a week after Awaken Warrior came out because I hated Awakening and Warrior. I was like, wow, they ruined my class. I hate it now. So I stopped playing after a week. I'm like, first off, also it was like super broken, and I felt like it was so unfair because I was the only Awakened class, and I was super geared, and I was like unkillable. And now I went from just being a support tank that was just like, oh, I'm a tank, and I'm like, oh, now I just one shot everyone on the screen. This is dumb. And Smite was going pretty hard at that time, so I kind of just like, I'm not gonna play for now.
Sure.
And then I started playing Striker right as he came out in 2017. Brought me back to the game.
Gotcha.
And that was history.
Yeah. I mean, that was a weird time. The way they released Awakenings and stuff, it was not ideal. But Striker, when he came out and he with his awakening and everything, he was always a menace from the very beginning. I'm sure he had his ups and downs over the years, but I think watching you on stream in so many of those tournaments, that was just very memorable. You were the unkillable god, and it's like. But I got to understand exactly what kept you playing all these years. I mean, it's not just someone is talented, but it's hands down. I can tell you put in so many hours of practice to stay where you are in this competitive environment.
Yeah, no, I didn't really start out like being like, oh, I'm going to be competitive. I just obviously just with the background, so I like being able to just like really like think about like when it comes to tournaments and stuff, like doing GVGs and open world and stuff, that to me is like, okay, it's fun, but it's not really something I want to like super like think about and like prepare for and stuff. When it comes to like tournament time, I like the theory crafting, like basically all the stuff that happens before the fight even starts. Like think about, this matchup we do this matchup we do this.
Right. I'm
gonna wear this build. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do this strat here. Kind of like those are the type of things I just love, like just thinking about.
Sure.
And it's those things really got me going. And obviously like PvP is a main thing, but I just have always liked the game too, not just like, because if I only cared about PvP, I would have quit a long time ago.
That's true.
It was like
whenever I see a new horse released, you're the first one to have it. I always see.
I don't know why that system, it reminds me of like CSGO surfing. We're just like riding around the Pegasus, it's just so like fluid and cozy. I love it.
That's great.
I love it. I don't know why. I don't know. Something about it just good for me.
I mean, it's some things in BDO, like the way they did the combat, the audio-visual feedback, something about that is addicting. Even though I don't really play it seriously, I still grind a few hours a week. It's that comfy time where you can just turn off your brain and go on autopilot. But, well, let me understand this. Other than PvP, what other things did you ever get into? Like, did you go anywhere in the life skill side, or did you get really serious about grinding? Like, I know you're always one of the top geared players. Was that something you always kept up, or?
So I was actually pretty under geared up until I think like COVID and orcs. Like
that's when I started.
Like red orcs came. Yeah, that's when I became geared.
Okay.
Before then, I was just like a DP meme. And whenever something I really want would come, I'd grind really, really hard, get that item, and then just stop entirely. That's always how I've been kind of grinded.
Sure.
But it changed a little bit over the last like few years where like I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna like it again, especially in this last year since I came back. The progression got a lot less obnoxious to me. Where before it was like, all right, I gotta grind for a week to get silver so I can do a debo. And then I got to go grind another 4 or 5 days to get the debos so I can do the taps. And then it downgrades and you're like, well, now I got to grind to get it back. So then I can then go grind so I can go to the next tab. I'm like, I couldn't stand, I hate that whole debo. Everything was awful. But with more of the newer stuff now, it's just like, oh, I play for a couple hours, do a tap. Play for a couple hours, do a tap. I'm like, oh.
Right. Well, I love that mentality, man.
the taps haven't mattered really in years, but
sure.
It feels good. It feels good.
Well,
I still like it.
I always think like the kind of players who are at that high end gear score, it's the mentality that, for someone who's more on a casual side, they have limited time. They only have like a few hours a week, and then they spend that and get a tap in, and it downgrades or fails. They take it a lot harder. So it's always interesting to see how the more dedicated players approach that. Much healthier way in terms of the mental, I'd say. But hey, let me dig a little bit further into the past here. So in terms of esports, you were, as you said, you were an esports player in Smite, won Worlds there, right? Yeah. How was that experience of going through that journey? Because you mentioned earlier that after you won Worlds, you kind of just stopped there. What can you take me through that journey over there?
It's just kind of like I started in like 2012 or whatever. I started really just getting into Smite and played it for a couple years, and then I just started eventually. I was someone who never really liked ranked too much, but one year I just started playing it, and I just started climbing up until I got a bunch of people like they're like, well, who's this guy kind of thing. I ended up having a couple friends. We made a team, and we were like a team. They're like who are these guys? These dummies, right? But then we started winning stuff, and we weren't like the best, but we were like 4th or 5th at this time, and we're like, okay, we're doing okay. And then eventually there was like a invitational tournament. We just barely snuck in 4th by like 2 points or something. We barely just were 1 or 2 points above 5th, and we snuck in there. But then we went to that tournament, super underdogs, and we just beat everyone. And it was, I'll never forget, like at that point it was like 2015. I'm like 15 years old. And I get this, I'm like, yeah, so my mom, I'm going to Atlanta. And they're like, what do you mean? Like what's going on? She just, and then eventually, we ended up going there. We ended up winning, and it was a crazy feeling. And from there, I just kind of kept progressing. Went all the way from, I played for like, I guess like 4 or 5 years, a little on and off and on. Cause like after my team broke up, every time I kind of just like relaxed the rest of the season each time. But yeah, season 1, 3, and 5 were like the ones I went really hard on, and 2 and 4 kind of a little bit, 6 a little bit, but
awesome.
And then it was a big goal for like 7 years to like, all right, I want to win Worlds, I want to push.
Yeah.
And once it kind of got that, it was kind of like, damn, it's like you finished like the goal. I worked on that for so long. I got the goal. I got the like championship ring, and then it was like, damn. And then eventually that team exploded after. I'm like, well, I'm really liking Black Desert and Smite. Like I like the game, but it's like, I don't want to, it's like, I'm thinking of like, do I want to go through everything, get a whole new team again, get a whole new everything created again?
Right.
And like the best case scenario is repeat what I just did that took 7 years to do. And it would have probably been smart to do it, but it was just like in that point, I just didn't have I didn't have the same drive to like push for it. And I definitely feel like I was growing out of MOBAs too.
Right.
So
I wouldn't say
digging in
it would be
more.
I think you're doing great. I don't think you really missed out too much. I mean, Smite, but you've accomplished a lot here in BDO. I mean, every time I see a tournament, I can go put money down on your name saying that, yep, Divios is going to win his bracket. Like, let's pivot over there. Like, how's your experience in BDO with all the tournaments that went through there? I know they're pretty rare. I wish they took it more seriously. But like, of all the MMORPGs, this one game, obscure niche MMORPG out here, Black Desert, it has like all those elements that make a really good competitive fight. Like, and to go against other people in both the gear normalized situation, trials, and everything, you always came out on top on whatever you competed in. Take me through your journey in terms of the tournaments here in BDO for you.
Yes, I think the first tournament I really participated in, like at least an official. I've done some other ones, but the first like official tournament, was a 2v2 tournament back in 2018. It was where I was me and a Dark Knight who was insanely geared at the time named Kairos. We did on 2v2. We ended up coming in third place. We should have been second, but we got kind of scammed because the team that came in second, they had the castle health thing. They had the castle outfit.
Okay.
So their Mystic just had double the HP of everyone else. So we should have come in second. That's why they started banning that item after. But we came in third, and that was a fun tournament. I think I did like a 5 versus 5 one around Snake. I don't know if that was official. Can't remember. And then yeah, pretty much until like 2021, I don't think there was too many other tournaments going on that I was a part of. But then when PA took over, they did best in class, best in trials. I ended up barely winning best in class, just literally last second thing, round 5 against Hunter. And then trials, I kind of beat everyone up on trials. I kind of popped off on trials.
Yeah, I think
we did a little seasonal tournament with Vert and Mac.
Yep. That was the first tournament I watched, and I remember seeing you there. Like, both the going and winning the regular geared one as well as the trial, the best in class and the best in trial. That was like, that was the biggest flex there, like to win both of them. I mean, in terms of like how you approach these tournaments, do you like zone in and lock in and just focus on practicing for the tournaments, or is it something that you've always been doing a lot of PvP and it's just accumulated practice over time?
I mean, a lot of what I try to do on classes, it's very I've kind of realized a lot more when I started playing Wukong recently. Is like I try to get the muscle memory down first. So it's just like I'll sit there and just like not mindlessly grind it. It's not but it's just like I'm grinding and I'm just learning the class.
Right.
Even though I'm grinding trash because I'm just pressing all the buttons on my keyboard. And I'm just getting used to the cooldowns and everything, just pressing them. And it's just kind of like eventually all the cooldowns kind of become muscle memory. And then it's like, okay, now that I have that, I want to now I can look into PvP stuff. Now I can look into this. Right. I kind of progressed with it there.
Got it.
Yeah, and I kind of lost track what I was gonna
say. In terms of like preparing for a tournament, are you like just locked in practicing 1v1s?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Typically what I'll do is I'll look at brackets. And I'll be like, all right, pick someone on the other end of the bracket that I consider like pretty good.
Right.
I'll just be like, let's just practice, like us two, just practice forever. We're us two. I'm not going to practice everyone. I'm just going to be like, this one person, I want to practice with you the whole time. And we're going to run it the whole time until it goes to finals. If it comes down to finals, you know everything I do. I know everything you do. Whoever wins, wins.
Right.
If I lose early, you lose early, well, at least you got a lot of good practice.
Sure.
And so then it's like, all right, well, worst case scenario at that point, we won't meet until finals. So.
Well, that's great, man. I mean, like, practice makes perfect, but in terms of the number of hours you got in PvP here, I must say you probably have more hours in PvP than I do grinding, just because I'm just a very filthy casual in that regards. But for a player who's starting out now, if they want to be like a really good PvPer in this game, is it hopeless for them? Is it hopeless to just say, hey, it's too far to reach? How would you go about it? What's your advice to a player who started out BDO a few months ago and wants to get good?
Yeah, well, first thing you do have to have there has to be like a level of passion for the class.
Right.
But then just kind of watch people play their class, watch maybe like not even like guides, but just watch people play it, watch like montages, watch stuff. It's like, and just, you'll see like things they do where like, you'll be like, oh, they'd use these kind of skills. Like, and it's like, that's one thing I noticed a lot is just like, I learned a lot of other classes just by watching and just seeing them and like, oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen them use this skill into this skill before.
Right.
I get it. And just you'll pick up things just by watching. And that's like the first step. After that, then you'll maybe want to figure out like a combo in your rotation, obviously.
Yeah.
Get your protections down. That's the most important thing. Combos, a lot of people focus on combos way too early.
Right.
Combos matter, but combos don't matter. If you don't know cooldowns and you don't know your protections and stuff, you can know the best combo, most min-max, down smash, reset, whatever combo. It doesn't mean anything if you're just going to flop over the first time someone throws a skill at you. Just get your protections down, your movement down, kind of perfect that. And then only then you can max out, try to look for like gooder combos and stuff.
You know, the first time I ever saw you stream, man, within the first minute, I realized one thing. I'm like, he is always protected. Like, no matter which direction you went, always an SA. I'm like, damn, now that's something I need to learn. BDO is such a technical game. Like, compared to other MMORPGs, like, let's see, World of Warcraft is probably
so fast.
World of Warcraft's probably the only one that add like regular yearly tournaments and stuff, unfortunately. Like, others really never picked up steam in that regards. It's unfortunate that we don't see a regular, environment for competitive things. I guess now we have AOS, thankfully. But in terms of like the kind of structure we have in BDO, like as far as how the game is built up and stuff, do you think there's like place for like a more competitive environment?
I think like not like true competitive, like kind of like how MOBAs or esports kind of work, but I think it's like it could be more like competitively pushed, I guess, is like where like, you could have like little league stuff or just like, but at the end of the day, to me, MMO PvP in general is always it's always gonna be a bit janky, a bit clunky, but like it's fun. It's super fun. And that's I think that's more important than like it's like tournaments aren't going to be super competitive. And I think one thing people really need to get through their heads is like tournaments aren't about who is the best overall ever. That's not what they're about. Tournaments are who's the best on the day, who's the most practiced at that specific thing, because it's very different skill sets. Like you could be amazing 1v1. You can be amazing in AOS. You can be amazing large scale. All those, they partially transfer over. But if you've never played Arena of Arsha, they don't like, you could be the best 1v1 ever, but Arena of Arsha is a completely different thing.
Sure.
The way how the map works, how like everything kind of shifts there is just very different.
Yeah.
And it's very funky.
They also have like different rules in there, like when at certain periods your HP gets capped off at a certain point. And what else would you say is like the gear different there? Currently in the current tournament, it's what do they call that gear? It's the normalized gear. Is it just trial gear or
it's trial gear?
Okay, gotcha.
There's like it's like the new level trial gear.
Yeah. Someone said
then,
it was
you can't use Alex Stone, so you're really slow. The zone closes in, so the area gets smaller, so that changes them. And the healing, your healing goes down. You go down to 50% health. So it's just it's a whole different skill set. And that's one thing this game is. It's like it's interesting, but it also something I hate, to be honest, is like there's so many different game modes, right? You can have tier 1 cap, tier 2 cap, AOS, Arena of Arsha, uncapped node wars, open world uncapped. Like it's all just it's all feels different. So just getting used to all those things is just like you can be good at one or you can be good at all of them, but if you aren't like specialized at that one thing, there's stuff to learn there.
Absolutely.
And it's
well, in terms of these kind of capped content and stuff, do you think they need to change that or squish it, maybe not having so many different like tier 1, 2, 3 and stuff? I mean, once upon a time it made sense when we had so many guilds, so many players, but does it still make sense in this day and age?
I think they do it so you still want to like push, I guess, a bit. Like the tier 2 node wars, like the reason why they keep upping the tier 2 caps is because they want you to keep progressing, obviously.
Right.
They were like, T1 for like when you're brand new, you have seasonal kind of gear. And T2 is like up. I don't think it's around like 730, 750 now. Okay. I don't actually know exactly where it is. And then it's just, but I think they do that for that. And then AOS obviously is fully equalized.
Yep.
But I really wish how it worked was just you have capped, you have uncapped. Everything uncapped is like this set of gear, like the trial gear or the AOS gear, something like that. And then you can see like, oh, this class is really good uncapped. This class is not that good uncapped. Okay, why? And you kind of you can figure that out instead of being like, yeah, well, this class is good on T2, T1, AOS, but he's terrible here. And it's like, you're like, okay, well, it makes things different because different caps, different classes are better.
Yeah.
But it's so hard to learn like the feeling of everything.
Sure.
In games in general, knowing how much damage you do and take is so important. And when everyone's different all the time. It's like you kind of walk in, you're like, oh, what happened
to
me? Oh, what happened to me there?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, give me your thoughts on this. What if they, one, did a normalized like AOS but 1v1s? And reason I ask this is because every time we see a tournament nowadays, it's always same class tournaments. Like, you're firing always mirror matchups, and I hate mirror matches. I always thought, like, if you do a 1v1 tournament and just let people play their main classes, whichever class wins, they might be able to gather some data and balance better or something. But what are your thoughts on them potentially doing something like that? Whatever class.
I think that was kind of the goal with the Adana throne, the King Adana throne system, but it's just the way they set up the selection. It's just bad. I think that I like the idea of the throne thing is like, every week you have 1v1 siege. That's pretty much what the Adana fight is.
Sure.
It's 1v1 siege. It's like you win a free for all, and then after you win the free for all, you 1v1 for the castle. And it's like, okay. I think it's a cool concept. It's just the way people are chosen every week right now is just
and the very first week it was all the meme with the HP, wasn't it? It wasn't even knocking out the other guys.
The first week the zones never closed in really, so it was hide and seek where everyone's just running around and whoever's the highest gear score and health at the end wins. And it's like, okay,
man.
Well, that's silly.
Well,
but they closed most of those issues. It's just the selection is still just the problem with it now.
You think they should just let everyone in and just fight their way?
That'd be crazy. No, I just think they need to find out ways that there's always 10 people, or if there isn't 10 people, the people that took a spot and didn't show up should be penalized for it. Like, because right now it's just like it's faster to sign up than it is to not sign up. Because to sign up, you just right click the item and boom, it's out of your inventory. You're signed up. Where to get rid of it, you have to drag it to your bar and then choosing to delete it instead.
Oh my God, is that why? Okay.
Man, that's silly.
Why. Well, in terms of the tournament and stuff, like, the Throne for Adana, like, how many times did you win it? Like,
I've won 5 total. I won Orbita the very first week.
I remember that one.
And then I recently had Tenebrom for a month.
Okay.
I lost his choice last week.
Sure.
Right before the tournament. But yeah.
Got it.
I had it for a long time. Mm-hmm.
Nice. I mean, do you think they need to bring in more type of content like this? What's your thought on it? Like,
I think they might with part 2 of Adania, they might have more.
Yeah. Nice.
I'm curious what part 2 of Adania is going to be, because at first I wasn't really thinking that it was going to be more kind of castle stuff. I thought it was going to just be like, I don't know. I thought the castle stuff was kind of done, but I don't know. It seems like they're going to be kind of continuing that path, which makes sense because Kafra's final thing, he needs all the AP in the game, but he only needs like 10 armor. I guess they'll probably keep bumping up the DP. I don't know what they're going to do with that. I'm curious. I guess we'll see in like a month or two. It's weird.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm curious how they're going to progress that.
Yeah. I mean, I was happy with the Idania release. I mean, after all the expansions I've been around for, I think I've seen starting from Odalita since I was playing, I felt like it was going in like a weird direction. And then finally they brought it back to like what Black Desert should always be like. It's like
the story, dude. Okay. This is the first time ever in the game's history where you enter a region and your character just isn't a useless piece of garbage. I feel like every time you come to a new region, they're like, "Hey, adventurer, how are you? You suck," and everyone beats you up everywhere you go. And then you're like, "All right, guys, I won again." And like, "Whoa, congratulations, you did it!" This is the first time where all the NPCs are like, "You're the chosen one. You're gonna be so strong," kind of thing. It's like it's such like I'm like, finally, I'm not useless. It feels like, and yeah, I really enjoyed the region a lot.
Man, that's great. I mean, like with the way Lommel went, I mean, like I thought they were trying to build a more interesting world with a story and stuff. Like the Magnus quest line, it was torture to do in that beginning week, but at least they started building on some characters. And then, like, for example, who's the Maywa lady? Yonwa? Is that what her name is?
Yonwa, yeah.
She sees us off in Land of the Morning Light and she dips. It's like, all right, bye.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like, "Hey, welcome to Land of the Morning Light. Anyways, bye-bye."
It was almost as if they were going to start building up on a story for her, and we dig into it, but then nope, it's like, all right. But at least with Idania, it feels like Black Desert again. Like, I really didn't like the route they went, but well, what do you want to see down the line in terms of expansions? Because we got Idania 2 coming out, then we got the whole time travel thing or something? What do they have planned?
I think they still plan on part 2 of Eternal Winter with like the whole like 100 floor dungeon. That was one thing they talked about.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I'm curious how I have ideas for how they could do that, but I'm curious what they think as well.
I could never predict PA's actions. Like, trust me, I've been trying to predict their classes. Never. They come up with like a K-pop cowgirl when I want a necromancer. Wukong, I'll give him that. We always need a Wukong in a game. Every game.
Every game has to have Wukong. That's how it works.
Yeah, for real. Well, dude, are you still like really big in terms of node wars and sieges? Like, is it something you do on a regular basis?
I'm in a siege guild and I go to them every now and again. I don't really have like the most fun with them right now. But like just because the scene's kind of weird. It's not the worst. I like it, but it's not like where I used to be all about it.
Sure.
Like when I first started my stream, it's like for like a good like 6-8 months there, I'd turn on my stream like an hour before Node War.
Right.
Then just stream the Node War, then just turn it off. And that was it. Now it's like I'm like, I guess I'll Node War today, kind of thing.
Sure. And are you going on your Wukong right now?
I mean, right now I'm going on Wukong, though that's just mainly for practice.
Okay.
He's kind of miserable without CC there, but you can still do well. But my stage, I've always loved my suck stage, and anything other than like anything bigger than 3 people, I've always just loved my suck sage.
Yeah. I remember the first time I came across you in a Node Warrior Siege. You were on a sage. It's like 7 people trying to hit you. Now we failed.
just invisible all the time.
Yeah, pretty much. And then it's like getting hit by a hammer in the back of the head.
Yep.
Oh man. Well, dude,
it's a lot of damage.
You know, once upon a time, I used to treat like sieges and node wars as like the pinnacle content of BDO. Nowadays, I feel AOS has taken the spot. What's your thought about that?
I love AOS seasons. It's always just fun just to see everyone kind of like, it's like PvP kind of like, it's like it kind of slowly downtrends, and then AOS comes, it goes fully reset. Everyone's freaking out. It's like the real time where you get to see the passion of like PvPers nowadays. Where like everyone's losing their mind, going crazy every day.
Yeah.
You don't really get that much anymore because like now that No War and Siege is kind of, it's a lot, even when there is wars, they're a lot more like chill.
Right.
It's like the only time you get like the real like anger and passion and whatever else that comes with AOS it's always around that time.
If you could change anything with AOS, what would it be like in terms of the system?
I kind of like their idea of just slowly changing things. I wish they would shift things a bit. I think it's like right now the gear is close. It's just a little squishy, but it's close. The maps were good until they added this most recent map like last week or something. For the first time, it was like we started a season and I wasn't like, well, I hope I'm not on this map this game. Every map was like, okay, I can deal with it. There was no bad, like there's no just strictly bad map, but this new one I hate. But,
which one was that?
It's like the swamp in Landemorian Light. There's a bunch of vines on the ground that you can't see, and
in all 15 of my matches, I haven't got that one yet.
So yeah, it just came this week. It's on this little this little swamp northwest Landemorian Light.
Gotcha. Well, what do you think about like the season system? Like, do you like that they have some downtime to take a break, or would you rather it be more perpetual?
No, I think downtime is really important.
Okay.
The only thing I wish they did more with the outfit. I think that the fact that we got the same outfit every season definitely takes away from it. It could even just be something as simple as like the helmet. You know how the helmet has a little horse on the top? They could change an emblem on that. They could put like an emblem on the cape for what season you got it.
Yeah.
And then like change the helmet slightly, and that's it. And they do that for each season, and it would do a lot already. Because you're like, oh, so then you see a Sage, you're like, oh, what season did you get top 100 on Sage? You see top 100 in the season where he's Thanos and 80% win rate everywhere. I'm like, okay, well, I don't care. But you see, he's like, oh, he's rank 1 in like a season where he's not very good or something. You're like, okay, that guy's gaming.
Yeah. You know, one thing is like BDO always has like constantly making new costumes and stuff and putting it out. Now it's like not really class based. It's all common costumes, but that's okay. They have the ability to make these costumes, but I always think like, who's deciding what costumes you're making? Like, honestly, give me like you don't have to like go and copy an anime and, deal with like Lost Dudes or something, just give me a black gi that looks like a Shimigami outfit. I'll buy that shit. Hey, give me a cool looking weapon. Instead, most of my costumes like cover up my gauntlets.
Oh no, that's the worst thing for gauntlets specifically, Striker Mystic specifically.
Yeah.
Any outfits from like 2020 onwards, you'll never see your weapon.
Yep.
It doesn't matter. I got 4 Archer skins. You'll never see them because unless I go back to where 2017 outfits, put on Weedan or Blazing Inferno, I'm never gonna see it.
True.
And yeah, I think there was a specific outfit. It was Onyx Jaguar. When they made that outfit for Striker, they made that outfit and it came out and everyone's like, okay, that's kind of a cool outfit.
Yeah.
And PA's probably sitting there, they're really like, wait a minute, we made an outfit for just Striker, but Striker's a class that doesn't really have weapons. So what if we just put his weapons as on the arms and just make that the outfit and just give it to everybody? And so that's what I did. 2 weeks later, they released that exact outfit. They just put the weapons on the arms and now everyone has the outfit. And from there on, they're like, wait, we don't need to make Striker Mystic outfits. We'll just make that their outfit for everybody. I wish they would do like weapon packs though. They could do like, I'll say this game has the worst, like it's like for a game with such beautiful like visuals and everything, it has the worst like options for cosmetics.
Yes. I mean
there's no visual progression. You just like the only ones they have is the tournament titles, which is why reason why I pushed really hard for them because there is no other visual progression and it's just you start the game, you're like, oh, what's your outfit? Oh, it's on the Pro Shop, $20. There you go. Now you look just like someone who's been playing for 8 years and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like they could do so much more. I mean, we have very few costumes you can get in the game, and they hate that shit because they're like, oh, these guys don't want to pay for a costume. Okay. But then again, they give out so many free ones. Like, honestly, as you said, like a weapon pack or something, like, you know, they can release like a weapon set, like maybe one time in a year or something, which looks really cool. All the classes have the same theme of that skin, and then just give like something just a step higher for like a tournament winner, like add another particle effect on it or something. They could do so many things that could actually sell and make money. They could go collab with like other animes or you know, other franchises and bring in things to the game. Like they fucking did it with Bugatti, didn't they? Like, come on, it couldn't be that hard.
I still want to know where that collab came from. That was the most like I saw that video. I'm like, oh, that's a cool April Fool's joke. Oh, it's not April? Damn. What the heck?
I think one of the Bugatti executives supposedly played BDO or something and just went from there. I don't know. That's what I heard on the grapevine. Don't know if it's true, but
it's just too funny.
Yeah, man. I mean, like this game's like the visuals, the combat, it's all things that other games can't easily replicate. I wish they would focus more on what they do well instead of cron stones. I get it. They need money.
Dude,
but
you don't know what I do to like change the color of my skills. Like I was thinking like for the longest time I said on Striker, like imagine I was on my Striker, except all my fire abilities were like Doom Flame type colors, like the blue like Doom colors on the Striker skill. Like, oh, dude, that'd be
that would match your dragon so well. Your RPG or not. Like honestly, I was looking at the Shy costume yesterday. We were talking about costumes, or yesterday or the day before, but we were talking about costumes, and there was only one costume in the game that was to a Shy that changed its skill animations from the usual blue to a gold. I'm like, is that so hard? I'd give you $20 for that.
Just make a new slot. Don't tie it to an outfit. Just put a slot. They're like, oh, it changes your colors to this. And it's like, all right. They could even make it just for like one-sided. Just like I would just love to see just like I'd try a bunch of different colors if I could. Like just see what it all looks like. Because like the game's visuals are really like they're so cool. Like I mean they put so much into like especially all these new classes, Awake Dosa, Wukong, Suck Megu, all these classes, they're just crazy effects on the screen. And it's just like, dude, if you could, even if they just hue shift it slightly, like they don't have to do crazy with it. You don't have to like fully rework them. Just like, even if they just went into like, this red is now blue and just that's it.
PA,
that would,
these ideas are so gold, man. These are gold. Listen to them, man.
They talked about it.
They talked about a lot of things, man.
I know they had on the what's it called? The dev update, like a couple, like two or three updates ago. They're like, oh, we were looking into doing something like that, and just nothing. Just same with the Black Star colors as well.
Yeah. Well, one can hope. But hey, that was something you mentioned there. With the newer classes and stuff. When a new class comes out, do you spend any time in practicing it or trying to explore it, or do you just, you know, take a look at it and then back to your main unless you want to play it?
It kind of depends. It depends on the class. Like for example, Dosa came out and I was like pretty intrigued by Suck Dosa at first, but the Mystify mechanic made me so angry that I didn't last on it very long at all. The way Mystify works, it frustrated me. And then I wasn't playing during Awakened Dosa. I probably would have liked that.
Okay.
Deadeye though, that is as far from something I wanted to play as like that is like, if you could pick like something I'd want to play, that is the exact antithesis. It's the opposite. I don't want to play. I want to play like a in your face melee kind of brawler that's kind of brutal and stuff. And I don't want to be a ranged, just go with the guns. That's not my thing. That's not my thing.
If you could make any class, what would it be?
It would be just like a big armored paladin, kind of like Lost Ark's paladin. Lost Ark's paladin, that's my class fantasy.
Okay.
It's like he's just big dude with a sword, and he has like a book, and he's just like supportive, and like it's like active support, and it's really fun. I love that.
In Lost Ark, paladin was my first class, and I played a lot of the PvP in the first month. I love the fact that,
so broken.
Dude, I could decide if the other guy's gonna play the game or not. It's like if you could chain your skills, you could make their day miserable. But that's actually a question I have for you. I mean, like when you look at different games like World of Warcraft, the primary skill set in skilled PvP, arena PvP, comes in with your knowledge of diminishing returns, to be able to chain CCs without having them diminished, and also cross CCing and capitalizing on it and creating those windows of opportunity. In BDO, what do you think is the most important skill set that stands out? Cooldowns? Like
knowing, like, it's a little, some classes a little blurred lines nowadays because some of them just don't really have downtime, but most classes there's like a core 3-4 skills you just and you're like, all right, they use this, I have 10 seconds before they can do that again. I have 8 seconds so they can do that again.
Right.
And then sometimes it's cooldowns where you're waiting for a cooldown. For example, like Scholar. You're like, all right, how do I get a Scholar? Well, eventually she's going to do this skill where she kind of wings up and then does like the home run skill, like little batting skill. Like that's like one of the chances against her. And so it's like, yeah, it's knowing when things are going to be up, like grabs or like important CCs,
right,
or important movements. And then also just like being able to, like, in threes, it's really about just like team play and knowing what your win condition is. So if it comes to like AOS, it's about loading into the match. You're like, all right, the match, it's Ninja, Striker, Lan on their team, and we have Mystic, Sage, something. It doesn't matter. But it's just like, all right, our goal here is like, what's the goal? It's like, okay, well, their Lan is going to destroy us, so we need to keep pressure on him and make him not able to like go for easy grabs. If he e-buffs, we gotta chill, wait for that to run, and then once that, we can play his stamina. Stuff like that, where it's just like you need to knowing the game plan before the match begins, instead of just being like, all right, there's 3 enemies, there's 3 allies, we go in and
throw down.
Whatever happens. Yeah.
Oh, unfortunately, I'm terrible at that one part, figuring out when they're on an e-buff, because I'm so bad at picking out the buff on the buff bar. Is that where you keep an eye on it?
Some classes are really. I mean, usually I kind of just see their hands wave, and I'm just like, oh, that's the e-buff wave. It's funny. BDO players, they're amazing at seeing like just little hand waves. Like, oh, when the wizard puts his hands back, that's like chilling wave. And then when he puts his hand, we puts one hand back like this, he's going to do hellfire to you. And then puts his hand up, he's TPing, or unless he's ulting in slow motion. Like, oh, it's like,
man, I guess I need to stop tunnel visioning and start paying attention to those things. I'm just a mystic. I punch stuff, man. Oh man. Yo, in terms of like the skillful players in the game, who do you think is the one that would give you the most run for your money?
It kind of depends. And like, I mean, 1v1, I don't consider myself like amazing. Like I'm a good 1v1, but 1v1 it's a lot about class and a lot about like very specific knowledge that I don't really have. But like 3v3, I mean, Armin is definitely like one of the most knowledgeable. He's super knowledgeable when it comes to 3v3. He's always been about it. Just simple as that. He's just really good. Do
you focus on AOS like it's your main focus, or is there something else that you're more tuned into in the game?
I mean, I have a lot of fun with AOS. I end up not playing it as much as I wish I do normally, because I don't really care about getting rank 1. I like when I can just queue up and have fun matches.
Yeah.
Like I want to get high enough elo to get in those matches.
Okay.
I don't really care about being rank 1 though, because from rank 100 to rank 1, the rewards are identical.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right.
Well, now didn't they add like Kronstrun rewards for having a ridiculous amount of wins or something?
Yep.
I mean, 2,000 for the last one. I mean, like, how many hours is that? That is
it's crazy.
Unrealistic.
I mean, let's put it this way. If you want to be generous, you can play like 5 or 6 games in an hour. We'll say 6 to make it easy. And 6 is very generous.
Yeah.
Like 6 is like very fast games to hold every time. Because with loading time, it's like, yeah, that means every match is like 6 minutes, which is crazy fast. Yeah. So say you get 6 matches, right? So that's 3 wins an hour on average. So what? That's 700 hours.
I'm trying to math it. Okay. Yeah, something like that. You gotta actually hours. Win it. So
yeah. At 50% win rate, 700 hours. It's crazy,
dude. Well, I guess they can in the future add more things like that, maybe more attainable ones for people. But in terms
it's nice, and with the buffs, it's like 400 mil, 300, 400 mil per win. It's pretty good now. It's solid. It feels nice being able to just PvP for like 4 or 5 hours, and then like you end your PvP, and instead of being like, damn, I got no elixirs, I got no buffs, I'm broke, I got nothing. You're like, oh, I got 5-6 bill. That's nice. I got 7 bill.
Yeah, that's one thing nice I was going to ask you. Like, what are your thoughts are on the changes they did? Like, AOS now is actually in a decent state for rewards, I'd say. You know, it certainly shouldn't be as good as grinding, obviously, but it's decent enough. Do you think? Feels good. What are your thoughts on like something like Red Battlefield? Like, I've never really been a big fan of it because I get memed on in there. It's like giant Zerker with 1 million DP comes and chases me down.
Yeah. RBF, they need to do like a full like kind of revamp to it. It's just the way they had it right when the Valencia first came out, but they didn't want games to be like a steamroll. They didn't like seeing like some games were like 3,000 to like 800, and they're like, well, so instead we're gonna make it. They did a bunch of changes, and all the changes I didn't really like.
Yeah.
Especially like the point debuff thing. The point debuff on Valencia got kind of ruined. And then the other map, the Castle Ruins, is way too small. Castle Ruins was made in a version of the game 2016 where the fastest mobility skill in the game was charging thrust on warrior. You're like, him just going zap. You're like, wow, that warrior went so far. Nowadays, we got 16 demon gods flying around the sky, just going across the entire world 3 times. It's just, that map's too small.
You remember back in the day, we could actually climb up the cliffs on the side. I'd get up there on the Ranger. No one would see me. I'm crouched down with Shift Z. Yep. I wouldn't even kill anybody. I would just keep knocking them down. It was just, it was torture on a different level though. Like all those witches and wizards at the time just blasted us. But
standing on the roofs and stuff. Yeah.
Give me your thoughts on this. What if they did a, something like a battleground system? Let's say AOS is in downtime. Later, in between AOS seasons, we get a queue system that goes into a 10 versus 10 Castle Ruins style normalized gear.
It could be fun.
Yeah, you think that would be something that would the player base
like Guild League? It'd be like queued up Guild League.
Oh yeah, they do. Isn't Guild League like 20 people?
No, Guild League's 10.
10? Is it 10?
It started as 15, but they introduced it to 10.
Yeah,
they introduced it to 10.
Well,
it could be fun. Guild League's problem is it's like set up to only be fun for like 3 guilds. Because it's like if you're at the top, it's trash. Because 90% of the time you're beating people that can't possibly do anything. You're like, okay, we're wasting our time.
Yeah.
So then what happens is you stop bringing your best people. So then you start bringing less people and stuff. And then guess what? Then you fight the other good team, and then they brought their best people, and you're like, oh, we just got steamrolled. All right, guys, get our best people. I'll get them all over here. They're all here. All the best people here. We're all here today. We're locked in. 4 hours, you never see them. They're all gone. And then you're like, all right, we all wasted everyone's time again. And it just is super frustrating. And then if you're in the middle sucks too. Because when you're in the middle, you're the ones getting beat up by the people at the top. So you queue up like, oh, that was kind of fun. Oh, that was kind of fun. Or you're beating up the low guys. Again, you're not having fun there either. So you beat up the low guys. You're like, all right, that sucks. Or you're instantly losing the higher ones. That sucks. The only people that have fun is like the guilds that are like all at the bottom. All the guilds at the bottom, they have a lot of fun because like usually in those ones there's superheroes where like it's like a 10v10, but there's like 2 superheroes in each team just carrying the team. And it's just like a bloodbath, everyone going back and forth. Oh, my bad on the mic. But it's set up in a weird way where it's a cool game mode, but it's just doomed. It's kind of doomed with how the queues and stuff are set up for it.
Well, do you think it's the gear issue or is it a skill issue?
I mean, it's both. It's the gear and skill. If it's just like if Cap Node Wars taught me anything, Cho Nation and Digital and Black Rose, they didn't all of a sudden just disappear when gear caps came a thing, right? They're still the best guild in those situations. It's just like now they don't want to be 10 you. You're like,
Man, I did very little Node Wars in PvP. I've been pretty light in the game. I always liked watching it and appreciate it, but it just never lined up for me in the timing. But I did go into tier 1 Node Wars for a little while and then just got absolutely blasted by Cho in there. It's like the intent behind it. Like,
the start of the occupation system.
Yeah, the new system, yeah. And they would just come in and just blast everyone. Regardless, yeah, it's capped, but still, you know, it goes to show that skill and the intent you play with is a big part of it. In terms of like just picking up the game and progressing through it, at which point do you think a player should like consider going into like a Node War guild or something? Like, do you think those tier 1s are worth people spending time in?
Oh no, I think T1's really good for new players. It just sucks that there is and has always been just like a small group of people that just stay there, even though they're like they've been playing for 8 years. But majority of people there, you'll get in there, you're like, oh, that's pretty fun. You can get in there really quickly. I mean, I think it's just seasonal gear, even less than seasonal gear nowadays. Obviously, you need to worry about like getting like all the cap stuff, because there's like you got crystals and add-ons and all that stuff going for reforges now. That once you start getting sovereign weapons, those aren't as big. But yeah, I think you get in pretty early. It's just and it is again, it's a very different skill set to everything else. But that's why I think it's nice that you could start the game. I've been saying it, like I could start the game today. I could log in for the first time, and within like 2 days, I could do most of the PvP I do already anyway.
That's true.
Like other than the Adonis system, I could pretty much do everything else.
What are your thoughts about that? Like, a lot of things are capped now, even in PvE grinding. It's like they don't want us to have too much fun there. And PvP wise, like obviously, you know, we have the cap content, and then like, do you think they should move away from like having overly capped systems, or leave it as it is?
I think it's good to have a mix of both. I think for PvP though, like specifically right now with the whole DP meta kind of thing, uncapped, I just don't do uncapped PvP. I refuse. Sure. It's just not fun for anybody involved. You go into a war. We had a war against Digital about a month ago. A 1 hour war, min distance basis, fighting the entire time. 75-man node war. It was 750 to 800 in kills. We fought, so we killed each other 10 times in the whole hour as a whole guild. The top kills was like 30. I'm like, oh, man, what are we doing? Back in the day, that would have been like a 5,000 kill war. It's just because it's just you go in. I remember I'm on my stage. I go beams. I hit 10 people. No one's health moves. I go farther back. Down E, hit like 6 people. No one's moves. I press another skill. Oh, I got 2 kills. And then everyone else health mid move. It's just like you have to find like the 3 people to do damage in the whole game. It's just uncapped. Is just you gotta work on that. But again, just having a mix of capped to uncapped is good. In PvE, it's kind of what everyone's been asking for PvE, to be honest. Is the Adonis zones are exactly what people are asking for. It is a very balanced grind spot. You can't really get any faster. You don't really get much slower once you get the baseline AP. Most classes are viable, if not, like PvE has never been so close at the high end. There's obviously some outliers, but it's really close. But yeah, it does get to a point where some people don't like those type of grinds. If you don't like those type of grinds, well, you're kind of out of luck now, because now that's kind of all the zones.
You know, one thing I like about yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say Pig Cave was one of those where they kind of show like Pig Cave was really fun.
Right.
Pig Cave was really cool, but Pig Cave was horribly unbalanced. Like it didn't matter how much gear on Sage. If Sage got that strange presence where you just one-shot the whole pack, you could get that 5 circles in a row to clear the same time as a Musa does normally.
Wow.
Just because every pack, it takes like 9 seconds between every pack on Sage, where on Musa you just go dash, 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 you're there.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like, you know, one thing I appreciate about the Idania spots is that there are micro grinds, like micro progressions. Like, you know, you're amplifying your light stones, you're getting the Herals
type of things.
Yeah. It feels like I put in 50 hours into the game. My character should be stronger even if I'm not gambling. Like, you know, so I think that's one thing.
I love those things. Similar to the cups back in the day.
Yeah. Now it's like, okay, we got the cups now, we're good. You know, I don't want them to make it more complicated, but I feel like, you know, everything just points to Cron stones, which in a lot of sense. So it was a nice little change of pace being able to grind for these things, grinding for the Idania crystals, grinding for end times and stuff. You know, I hope they do more of that, because everything just Cron stones, man. It's depressing to think about.
I think people need to like decouple it from being Cron stones and more just like it's just raw silver. Just think of it as like you get silver, you tap your gear. That's how it is. Sure. Which it sucks, because I do think, especially with the kind of a bit of the creep of other stuff, but it's just it is at the end of the day, yeah. You grind, you get crons, you tap. Once you get to like a baseline though, it's most of your upgrades don't matter. Yep. Like once you can get to a pretty good baseline before you ever have to do like anything crazy. Because obviously like there's the whale bait of Nav and deck weapons where it's just like it's like deck accessories, same thing. It's a crazy investments to get there, but they've slowly they keep bumping up the baseline, which people are getting closer and closer, easier and easier and easier. But obviously, there's still a mountain of those like final upgrades.
Sure.
For people that really want to push for them.
So in terms of like being gear, like at what stage do you think someone's like ready for like? I know there's a lot of DP memeing going on and uncapped and stuff, but like the end game PvP, let's say someone wants to go around in Arsha and just fight everybody. Like what kind of gear score should they be aiming for as a regular player?
I mean, nowadays it's like probably around like 800, 790.
That's
where
it?
It's like where you
I'm just building my crystals bad.
Because the biggest difference at that level usually is like your armors. Like a lot of those people like the biggest difference, like if you have tri armors versus having Ted armor that turns Adania, that armor gains so much stats so fast.
That's true. Well, damn. If you could change anything on the PvE side, what would it be?
Definitely need some group spots. Obviously, I'm not a group spot player. I've always liked solo grinds, but it doesn't make sense Olin's the only like even viable spot. And even Olin's isn't that good right now.
Yeah.
They gotta have some group spots.
Do you remember gatekeepers back in the day?
I was a gatekeeper fiend before. I remember doing that before school. I'd wake up. I remember I'd wake up at 5 or 4, and I do an early morning gatekeeper group. I'd be running around through the desert, going between Crescents and Fogans every morning for like 3 hours.
And then the kind of fights that we got into back in the day there, it was like, it's one of those things they didn't really intend to make it a system in the game or anything, but we discovered it and then everyone got behind it because it's like really good rewards. It was kind of like organic. And I feel like that's something that BDO's been missing. It's like they need to hold our hands through everything. Okay, this is where you grind. This is where you have fun. Not too much fun. We'll remove it. It's like, Are you looking forward to Savior?
So I got baited. So I have a bad feeling with Savior because I got super excited when they announced Guardian. I'm like, oh my god, Guardian, Guard, Shield, Support. That's gonna be a tank. I'm so excited. I can't wait to be a Guardian. And then it's just like, that is not a Guardian.
She's a lava caster.
Yeah. And then Nova came out. Her code name was Paladin in the files. I'm like, oh my god, she's big tower shield. She's gonna be the tanky big front line. I'm like, and then she kind of. Back then, she used to hurt herself with her own skills and have no sustain. And you just kind of sat there and you were kind of sad. And I'm like, oh, that's not what I wanted either. Yeah. She ended up being like a half necromancer, to be honest. She's like, I think she's their version of necromancer, which.
Bro, I hate to hear that because I always wanted a necromancer and I used to play necro in Guild Wars 2 and I love that aesthetic. Like, over there we had a staff which dropped runes on the ground. If you drop it on someone, it activates instantly, or it could be a trap there and they would run into it. Like, I love that aesthetic of dropping these fields, dots on everybody and stuff, raising the dead. But nope, we got Nova.
Yeah, you got the chat GPT defending you while you're sitting there shielding. That's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, I guess last question for you, man. I mean, I really appreciate you taking the time. We're almost at the top of the hour here. In terms of BDO's direction, I mean, I feel like there's been players dropping off a lot. What's your outlook on the game?
I'm still very positive on it. I think it always, before a ball, it always does a downturn.
Yeah.
Compared to this time last year, I am much more positive.
Oh, that's good.
Like last year, so much was going down with like the Debo system and everything and reaching like end, and then like I'm just the new systems I've just like a lot more. Obviously, it's not perfect, and I'm not fully like a PvP player. If I was only worried about PvP again, I wouldn't be in the same. I wouldn't come back if I was only for PvP. It's that's like, true. But the combat's still fun. I love it. I love the community. I love I love like the passion people have. And yeah, I think I'm very curious to see at the next ball where things keep moving. But I like Adani overall. There's obviously some issues with like the whole time gating and stuff that I think they'll resolve pretty soon. To be honest, I think it's like a timed resolution, like a pre-planned resolution. But time will tell on that.
We'll see. But honestly, I'm not there using all my piece of Adonis every week. Like they're just sitting there, so I can't really complain about time gating and stuff. But I think I really like your mentality about that, like your perspective, because compared to what we were doing when like last year when Throne of Liberty was out, numbers were all the way down. And, we saw a big shift in the direction they were going and how they're approaching things. We got a lot of quality of life. They actually released an expansion, which feels like an expansion, and the systems they introduced with it, like the kind of side grades, I think they were going in the right direction. I think they got something that, they can keep the momentum going if they want to. They're their worst enemies, 100%. But, looking forward to what they have in store, and hopefully this game is around for another 10 years at least. We'll see.
We'll see where they go.
Unless Crimson Desert might be a big hit, and they might be like, you know what? Kidding. We know it's not going to be. Okay. I just like ripping on that game because it's been in development for so long. Oh.
It's been so long. Same with all of them. All of them have.
Well, dude,
I remember seeing DokeV. I remember seeing that like initially. I'm like, that trailer freak. I'm like, this game looks mad weird, but it looks crazy. It looks so weird, but like it looks crazy. It looks so cool.
I remember that year.
8 years ago.
Was it like 21 or something? Like they started announcing.
I was like 19. I thought it was like 2019.
No, I mean DokeV? Nah, I was playing then. It was definitely after.
Okay.
So I was like, whichever it was. I mean, like they started focusing on different things. I hope that they don't ever lose sight on BDO. Like I understand they need to expand.
November 2019.
Was it?
Official reveal trailer. November 2019 is when they first revealed.
Then they must have had a second trailer, because I remember when I
extended one August 2021.
That was probably the one I saw.
There it is.
Okay. Man, like I hope they don't lose sight in BDO. I mean, it's a game that's special. No other game can emulate it. I'd like to see them try, but they won't. The combat is unique to its own.
I was kind of saying this recently, I'm not a big MMO player. I've played a couple MMOs.
Sure.
The only ones I played Wizard 101 when I was really young. I played Wizard 101. And then other than that, I played like a couple months of Skyforge, but it was kind of like it was a very short thing. But like BDO, and then I like Lost Ark, or like the only other MMOs I fell for. Every other MMO I can't. It just doesn't like after BDO it doesn't feel the same. I need the power. I need to feel my character. I hate just like swinging and just my character's legs moving one way while I'm just swinging this way.
That's split body motion. You hate that?
I hate it. I can't do it.
That's one thing that even like root motion is what BDO is. When you do a skill, you're locked into an animation, you move a certain distance, and a lot of times the way games use root motion, it feels very janky. Like it feels like you're very static in the combat. Damn it, I keep hitting.
You feel super locked in.
Yeah.
You feel super locked in. You can't. Yeah.
But BDO, the way they do the flows, the way there's cancels, it just adds another layer of skill. Like I love classes which utilize cancels and being able to cancel out of things and move into different things and stuff. And it's like it's a unique thing. So I hope they keep treating
it's very fluid,
Yeah, I hope PA keeps treating it with the respect that the game deserves. I feel like sometimes they're just looking at the numbers, looking at the earnings. Make it a good game. You'll get a lot more players. You'll make more money. Just focus on that. It's like, well, I really appreciated talking to you, man. I won't hold you back. Hold you out any longer.
I really appreciate you having me. It was fun. It was really fun.
All the best in the upcoming finals for your best in class. I know you're gonna just annihilate the other guy.
I hope so. I hope so. But
I don't want to jinx you.
Left.
Practice hard. Do your best. Try not to jinx here. I'm sorry. But really appreciate you taking the time. It's been a pleasure. Just being able to understand your thoughts about the game and your perspective on things. I think it's a really healthy way to look at things, and I hope more people can adopt that. But I really appreciate you taking the time. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.